Hello and welcome back to another episode of FPL Apprentice, and this is episode 106, and we are still the only podcast and series, award-winning podcast and series, may I add, that delves into the mind of one of the greatest FPL players to ever play the game. It is, of course, former world number one, Mr. Matthew Corbridge. Matt, midweek games, are we happy? Do you like them? Do you prefer just having a break?
Hello, mate. Yeah, I'm. How are you? You all good?
Yeah, I should have asked you that first, if I'm honest,
Mm.
Matt. How are you? I'm good. I'm good, pal.
Midweek games, but yeah, we still have time for manners. Come on, come on, come on, come on,
Yeah, I
come
know. That was my bad. My
on.
bad. I apologize.
No, I like it. Right? There's the rotation. These midweek games, spring is always interesting and fun, and it means that you don't have to overthink. Right? There's a lot of time where you can just be dwelling and overthinking. Like, hey, yeah, if you had a good week, allows you to keep up the momentum. If you had a bad week, it helps you kind of fix it almost instantly. Yeah, so I'm a big fan, mate. I like it. I like it. What
Yeah,
about yourself?
yeah, I like it. I like I like playing FPL, I guess. It's why we do this.
Yeah,
So the more
yeah.
games, the more games, the better. Now
Got
if
the
you
right
if you
hobby.
end up on
You got the right hobby. You
no,
picked
exactly,
the right one there.
exactly. No, it's unfortunately like if you go on the back of three reds, then it's awful. But yeah, we'll dive into the results, mate. I think we're going to bring up your team first, but we are both spoilers. Both ended up on a reasonable green, which is
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I don't know how we're feeling about it though, but I'll
Your
go. I'll
transfers,
go.
by the way.
Yeah. No, spot on. Let me share my screen first, and
Your
then
transfers were inspired, mate.
well, we'll come on to that in a second. We'll come on to that in a second. So I'll share my screen with me. So
I know
shout
what
when
you're
you can
going to
see it.
say, by the way. I will bring up your screen now. Yeah,
Um,
is there?
cool. So yeah, like solid best game week of the year for me. So I got 68 points. I did play triple captain as part of that. Yeah, game week rank of 150k. Big green arrow from well, more than half my rank, right? So I'm now sitting at 150k over rank, which is a really nice place to be at this time of the year. Yeah, my two transfers were really nice as well. So I used two free transfers. They were, as you can see, oh, bit of a real for something. I kind of took out Mateta. I know he got a penalty, but nothing else for Thiago, and I took out Enzo Fernandez for Foden. So you've always got to be happy when the two transfers you're bringing in netting. Yeah, what's that? That's
I worked it out,
28
mate.
points. 28 points, and yeah, kind of what did the other guys score? I think Thiago
Eight.
got 6
You got eight,
points,
mate.
and yeah, so net 20 points in two transfers. Yeah, both the guys getting 3 bonus and 2 goals. So yeah, gonna be super happy with that. And going through the rest of my squad, Raya got a save point. She got 3 points. I mean, another Chelsea were good, but another day Arsenal would have kept the clean sheet. Senesi, yeah, got 2 points. I think he got his standard yellow card and his standard DEFCON contributions. Van Dijk got a clean sheet. Anderson got 4 with his DEFCON. Undiai 2, Saka an assist with 5. Fernandez with 2 assists, 11 points. Semenyo, I think he got goals. We spoke about kind of Foden. Then, yeah, disappointingly, Haaland with a triple captain for 2 points. So I think, yeah, standard week, I'd be kind of really pleased. Obviously, the triple captain, a bit of a bittersweet there. I know like people like yourself, triple captain Haaland this year for what did you get? 13 points or did you get 15 points? Tripled. Um, so yeah, kind of like
Yeah, he got 48.
yeah. So
16. I
16.
triple
Yeah.
captained
So
him.
you got a kind of hat trick. Yeah, he didn't really do anything against Leeds, which was super surprising. Let me give you a bit of logic of why I played triple captain. So let's look at Haaland's fixtures here. And he was bad all game, right? So it's not like he was peppering the goal. You got expected goal involvement of 0.14, right? Which is his worst all season. So yeah, great time to pick him. But I was looking at the remaining fixtures, right? So it was Leeds home, then it was like Fulham away, Sunderland home, Palace away, West Ham home, Forest and Sunderland away before you weren't able to use it. So look at those fixtures. I honestly think Leeds at home was probably the best, if not the second best fixture, right? And if you have a triple captain remaining, you want to use Haaland, right, when he is fit at home. I think arguably West Ham at home, game week 17 is probably arguably a little bit kind of better based on their defensive issues, right? But Leeds haven't been great defensively either. And I think there's a bit of with triple captain. There's a bit of a here and now, right? Haaland was rested midweek, right, for Champions League, and he did play over 90 minutes, right? So I thought, rested Haaland against Leeds, he's fit. Who knows what will happen in the next couple of weeks, right? There could be some fixture rotation, there could be injury, there could be a niggle, right? So I was like, that tiny marginal gain for game week 17. I thought, game week 13 was the best remaining fixture to kind of play it before that game week 19 cut off. That was the logic playing Haaland. And as we discussed last week, the free hit going into game week 13 was very, very powerful, right? Because of those big swings for teams that weren't really highly owned. Man City, Brentford, Aston Villa, Liverpool, right? As it turned out, like the kind of free hit was it went amazing, right? All the teams did awesome. A lot of the popular picks kind of really hauled. So it was a good play going into the weekend there. Kind of the results were incredible. So I think if I played free hit, and why didn't I play free hit? One, I thought triple captain. This was the best week for triple captain. I thought there was other weeks where free hit would be appealing, and also in my mind, my team going into the week with my transfers and the transfers I was making, I think would be good for the medium term, was good, right? And if you look at my team, I got a good score, right? I got a good score with those
Very good.
transfers. And I was thinking about who am I bringing in who would be the threats and who would be the players that I want to own, right? So, but now, ironically, Salah wasn't an issue, but Salah going into the week was a bit of a threat, but I wasn't too worried about him. It was Brentford defenders. It was Aston Villa defenders who I didn't really trust. And then it was like, hey, midfielders like Gakpo. It was Brentford midfielders, all who did really good actually in the end. But I was thinking, I'm removing Raya as a keeper, right? I'm moving Van Dijk, and I wouldn't have had him in my free hit team. I'm moving players like Saka, and I would have probably removed Fernandez, right? So I was moving some like blue chip players from really great teams to bring in Brentford and Aston Villa. You can see how that could have set up for hindsight in a completely different way. Right? It's like, why did you get rid of Arsenal players, right? And Virgil van Dijk and Fernandez to bring in fucking Matty Cash, right? And it's Matt. You can see like the narrative could have been like flipped. And also, always there's the what if when it comes to free hit, right? So who knows if in a couple of weeks I have random suspensions, injuries, my team was crap. What happens if there's a random cancellation and things? So I think it's a nice one to have in your back pocket. But yeah, of course, in hindsight, that pathway. I think some people have like played an awesome chip strategy in the first half of the season. I think it was like people who like wildcarded. Was it like game week 4? And there was a big bench boost. There was the triple captain with the week that you used. There would be free hit this week, right? There was a real optimal strategies in terms of outcomes that some people got. But that was the logic, so it was fine. But I was kind of looking at my team. I was like, what if it wouldn't have been too much of a gap. I think my free hit team would have been Thiago Haaland, Foden, Gakpo. I would have had Salah, but of course he didn't play, and I would probably have had. This was a difficult one. I wouldn't have had Dango, honestly. I'd have probably had Jardy, right, from Brentford. Yeah. Defense, I would have probably had Martinez, goal, Cash. I probably had Contra as a bench player who would have come on for 8 points for Salah. I would have had O'Reilly, and I would have had probably Collins. So I think I don't know what that is off the top of my head. There's about 75, so not a huge difference. But hey, like those people that played it must be in dreamland. But yeah, my team's good. Yeah, got to be happy with that net 20 points for the 2 transfers in. Yeah, I'm just like, you know what? I feel like it's the same all years. I hate chips. I think I'm a boring person. I want to just play with those transfers. Go back to classic FPL, right? even a captain's pushing it. Just do those transfers, get those points. Yeah, proper traditional. I've never really nailed chips. I think I think my strategy for next year might just be copy you. I think
Wow.
you've had a record with triple captain of just nailing it every single time. But
That's all right.
I've had a really good ranks with like triple captaincy failures and other chip
Yeah.
failures as well. But yeah, it does make the outcomes more extreme. But I did have a really good week anyway. So yeah, that's
That's it, mate.
yeah.
Exactly that, right? Okay, 2 points on your triple captain, but the logic was there. You can't beat yourself up about it. And despite your triple captain getting 2 points, you ended up 153k game week rank, and you were overall rank was 451. It's now 149. So it's you've
I
took
mean,
300,000 off it.
Well,
Can't
we'll see how
complain.
things happen. Who knows? Haaland could play West Ham and then get injured after 20 minutes, right? We'll,
Yeah,
we'll see what
exactly.
happens. And no,
And
I've got some good players now.
free it.
I've got Foden now for like quite a nice run. It looks like he's a
Yeah,
fixture in that squad now, right? And like putting some good
yeah.
underlying numbers as well. So yeah, Fulham, Sunderland, Palace, West Ham, Forest. That's a nice little run for Foden. I know I got rid of Mateta for Thiago, but yeah, it seems like Thiago's got that golden touch, right, where he's Brentford are getting a penalty every single game, right? So yeah, I'm kind of
Yeah.
happy. I know he's Arsenal next, but then yeah, Spurs, Leeds, Wolves, Bournemouth. That's a nice run. So I've got some good players in that I didn't have as well. So I feel a bit salty, but yeah, kind of very a very good week in the grand scheme of things, just compared to like those
Absolutely.
other when you're on X and like people like you and me and others we interact with who like love this game and are a bit too geeky with it. Yeah, free hit was a big, very, very popular and yeah, like everything worked. Everything worked. Like Arsenal conceded, um the Bournemouth guys blanked. Yeah, all the threat, all the like I couldn't
Yeah.
quite
But
Palace failed. So
you
yeah, it
you
was
wouldn't have had
everything else.
Bruno. Think
And
about it. You wouldn't have had Bruno Fernandes, and he got
I
11.
think a lot of people actually probably had him as that fourth midfielder. To be fair, and
Right.
that wasn't a bad bet. So I think he wasn't he could have been my I don't hand on heart he probably wouldn't have been in my team, but I think yeah a lot of people did play him as well. To be honest, like it's a player that you should probably really play every single week, right? Given how many he got 11 DEFCON again, didn't he? Right, so that
Yeah, so
11
close.
points so he easily could have been 13 points just from assists and not really doing too much, right? I know you hate him, but I'm
I do
I'm just
hate him.
waiting for I'm
Eh,
waiting for the time that you cry him out of your team.
I hate him so much. I hate him so much, but he's getting points, right? All of a sudden, he's picking up points and he's got fixtures, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't sell him. And I'll show you
I'll stop whinging on my net 20 points transfers and my
your
153
153,000 game
game.
week rank.
Yeah. I still cry.
For you.
I'll stop whinging about that. But yeah, let's see yours. Start with the transfers,
Well,
man, because
again,
I don't get the transfers that you did.
yeah, I'll start with my transfers. So, happy with my game week. Right, I've used all my chips, right? So going into this game week, I'm expecting probably a red arrow because I'm up against people in your position playing triple captain. I'm also up against free hitters. So to come out with a sub-million game week rank, I'm over the moon. So, uh, first transfer, Voltamade to Thiago. I don't see
Mm.
Voltamade as his numbers since I bought him in have dropped. I'm also was looking at Thiago's numbers, and okay, maybe a bit swayed by penalties, but they're getting them, and he's scoring them. So he had Burnley, Newcastle were away at Everton. I think okay, they've got Arsenal next, Thiago, but he's an easy bench option. I've got 8 starting strikers, so it gives it. I haven't got a headache next week
And
um,
you weren't
for
tempted
that
by
bench
because
option.
Voltmade has got he plays for a good team and like who looks getting some form, right? And he has a nice fixture right now. Like Newcastle are one of the
All
better
right,
ones. Do you
all
consider?
right.
I thought it was a weird time to get rid of him. Like obviously we knew he was going to score, but
He wasn't.
you didn't
He
consider
wasn't
Mateta?
delivering. No, No. I think Mateta was doing more for me, I think, than
Yeah.
Voltamade was.
Thiago's a
It was
must at the
also
moment, right? It is a must. So I
is
can understand that, but your midfield, your midfield
so
youth.
midfield. I'll go to my defender because my second transfer was Roden out for O'Reilly.
Yeah,
I would have played Michael Keane if
yeah.
I'd have kept it Rodon. So that's a 2 point gain. The alternative to Thiago's a 6 point gain. The transfer you're talking about, I imagine, is when I sold Minter for Kirky. That's the transfer that you're looking at and thinking that's weird. So I'll tell you. So I'd have played to give you the net points. I'd have played Enzo Fernandez, obviously. If I'd have had Minter in the team, I'd have benched Minter away at Forest. So Enzo got two. Kirky, luckily for me, came off the bench and got an assist. So again, another plus 2 points. So my transfers give me a positive of 10. The reason I went Kirky, mate, ready? See if this makes logical sense to you. And if it doesn't, feel free to tell me. So, Premier League had started the last four after coming back from injury. In the Champions League midweek, when everybody got rested, he also got rested. And when they went 2-0 down, Pep Guardiola bought on Haaland and Kirky at the same time to chase the game. That to me was telling me he likes that partnership. So give me confidence he was going to start this week. They've got some nice fixtures coming up, City. So I wanted a City midfielder in, and I couldn't stretch my budget to get to Foden. And Kirky, of all of the Manchester City midfielders, is averaging a shot in the box every 61 minutes, which is the most of any City midfielder in the game. That is why I went Kirky.
Mintz is far better option. Though. He's a problem straight away, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you bring right. Sar's injured now, so like you're probably bringing in
Yeah,
Minter
Sars the
for
move.
Sar. But like, yeah, that was a weird movement. I get the O'Reilly thing. I get. I mean, yeah, he was super attacking, right? I think the issue with City defenders is the lack of DEFCON, right? And they do have a way to concede. But I understand the O'Reilly pick. And I was close.
It's
I was
all
close to
about
doing
the
something
attack.
similar. I was close to bringing O'Reilly for Rodon as well. So I think I get that one. But yeah, I don't
I'm
I
gonna
don't
give
get
him.
that.
I'm gonna give him a few, mate. I'm gonna give him a few games. If he keeps getting benched, then obviously I need to get rid of him. I'm hoping it's a one-off.
Yeah,
The reason I went for O'Reilly in the City defense, obviously there's Pep Roulette's an issue, right? But Eight Nori's about to go to AFCON, so I feel
yeah.
like
No,
O'Reilly's competition's about.
O'Reilly's fine.
He's set.
It's more like there's some of these centre backs at more middling teams yeah, there's probably more value there. But I get
Yeah, I want
O'Reilly.
that
Yeah,
attack. I'm all about the
Turkey,
attack threat, and
Turkey. I guess with I guess Marmoush will be gone soon, right? So maybe
yeah,
maybe he's got
I think that's it.
bit more
I
certainty.
think
But I mean,
he's come off the bench. He's got an assist. He's got a few assists in the run up to this game week. Actually, if I click on him, he's got a few in recent weeks, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, it's in the last what 4 in 4 is that four assists in 4 game weeks.
those
So I
minutes,
just
you're not
thought
look at those minutes that you should be spooked them
so
15,
he he
76,
was injured. In
52.
all fairness, right? He was injured, so he's come back here from injury, and then he's played, started, got the rest in the Champions League.
Uh,
Like, and everybody else that got rested in the Champions League, by the way, started. It was only him that didn't. Thank you, Pep, for ruining my game week. But yeah, look, I'll keep him for another couple of game weeks. We'll see what happens. This could be my first Maverick move where I go, what did I do that for? But it's worked out this game week because I'm
yeah.
plus points based on him being in the squad. We'll see how it goes in the next few game weeks. But yeah, feel free to slate
Yeah, I don't get it, but I think kind of like
it.
you're gonna run out of transfer soon, right? So it's easy to fix. And who
Yeah,
knows?
that's it. I've got
Someone might
to be.
emerge as a real natural. You're up anyway, and you're up, right? So you're up on the move by 2 points, right? So that's probably about
Yeah,
the cost of a transfer at the moment, given we have to use them
I have to use it. That's it. And I
15.
rolled my
So
fourth. Yeah, I did have a fourth and I rolled it, so I've got two going into game week 14. But the rest of the squad, similar to yours, mate. Raya there. Van Dijk with his clean sheet. O'Reilly came in with an assist. Okay, you can see it twice, but Good to see him get an assist. Bruno Fernandes, 2 assists, 3 bonus points to take me to 11. Thiago got me 13. And then I've kept Mateta, who got the penalty, scored it in 6. Sarr, frustrating, injured in the 30th minute or there or thereabouts, but makes my move this game
Nice.
week very easy because he's the sell. Especially as he's going off to AFCON anyway, likely going to miss Sunderland. So when we come on to my team,
yeah, it's not much of a
terms of what
difference, really, is it? Sunderland actually a tough team now, and it's peak fixture congestion for Palace. Plus, you need to sell anyway, so I think you can't hate that too much.
exactly.
And, you squeeze the green
Yeah,
out.
squeeze the green. So a decent green actually.
Yeah.
So 7 points above the safety score. So went from 29k up to 16k.
It's,
So as I
some of these
say,
players that we think are absolutely obvious, they're still, particularly at Fernandez, because like at higher ranks, people didn't really have him, right? Because he was massively underperforming, right? Because of all those penalty misses and whatnot. But his actual ownership is really low for probably who's the best option in the game still.
17.4.
You got, yeah, again 11 def cons again. So yeah, I mean, if you were betting, I would probably bet Fernandez to be the top scorer midfield end of the year.
No, Riley, mate. O'Reilly's only 6% owned. I like him as a differential, honestly. I think in this fixture and that City have got there's a
I think
couple
he's
of
just gonna
clean
have to
sheets
run.
in it, and I think
Yes, he has to just run really hot with attacking returns though, because the lack of DEFCON, right? So I like him as a pick, but I think there's competition, right, for defenders. There's a lot of strong defenders.
yeah, I like his peppering. You know what? I'm chasing the attacks, mate. I'm chasing the attacks. But we'll move on to the next part. What's on the clock, Matt?
We are on 22:20. I should make a note
22:20.
of that,
Because what
mate.
would
Next section now. I think we're gonna do a quick fire round. Then we have like our 3 top picks. Not the most
correct?
obvious. Some of them would be obvious, but yeah, 3 top picks. Do we think the next 5-6 game weeks are decent, medium term options? Right.
Yeah,
No rules there. We're not gonna kind of say
correct.
under 5% ownership. We're not going to say certain teams or certain positions. Just players that come to our mind, and we'll give a bit of logic. And I think you were going first, mate, aren't you? Given I shared
I
my
am
team.
now. Now I am going first. Is it a cheat that 2 of them are in my squad? I think Thiago is a cheat. I'm not going to lie. He's on my list of 3. But when I looked, I didn't realize how highly owned he was, mate. 22.4%.
I,
Um,
I think we give
given
him an honourable mention because I think he's like such a no brainer at this stage. I don't think he can be in your
Yeah, look
list.
at this. Look at this. Over. I know he's too late because I haven't prepped for another one, mate. So
Right.
so he's going to be in my list. The other 2 are differentials, right? So
No.
one I'm pretty excited about, which I'll touch on third. But the guy,
Oh,
6.4
this,
million. He's
next
got
one,
or six point
Haaland.
seven million. Sorry, the next one's Haaland, and then Mo Salah. No, so you've got 6.7 million fixture run. Okay, Arsenal's terrible. Tottenham concede. Look at these games: Leeds, Wolves, Bournemouth, Tottenham, Everton, Sunderland. I think that run is phenomenal. Part of the reason I got rid of Ultimate Foot to try and catch him for this,
Yeah,
get him in for the Burnley game as well. For a
yeah.
6.7 million pound striker, expected goal involvement per 90 minutes, 0.73. Now, granted, the guys took about 54 penalties this season. But hey, they're winning the pens, and he's the pen taker. It's part of the game of FPL.
It's always happened with Brentford players, right? It's in Mbumo, it's Tony. This happens with like
Exactly.
attacking teams, right? So
Now,
yeah,
have a
he's good
guess,
outside of
right?
pens as well, right? He's good outside of
Well,
pens as
yeah.
well. So
Last
yeah,
4 game weeks, mate. I've looked at the data. Last 4 game weeks, expected points in the last 4 game weeks. This guy tops the list. Expected points of 31.48, higher than any other player in the game, and he scored 32 points. So he's delivering on that data. Uh, my downside to getting Thiago in, and I think I'd get him anyway, is Otara's off to AFCON. So will that from that Leeds game when you really want to get him in? Okay, you could dodge him for Arsenal, get him in 15, maybe even wait until 16. But Otara's then out of the team. How much of an impact do you think that'll make to him?
not much.
Happy days. Get Thiago in for minimum that Leeds game. But we'll move on from him, man, because I think he's, as I say, he's pretty obvious, and I've cheated. I've then bought in O'Reilly for a reason. I think this guy is well worth having. 6.7% owned, so a really nice differential. You ready for this? Looking at the top City players over the last 4 game weeks for expected points, O'Reilly tops the tree. He has got more expected points in the last 4 game weeks than Haaland has got. He's got 24.45. He's delivered 24 points. Okay, Haaland's is 24.37, but it's still lower. It's still lower than
Mm.
O'Reilly's. Nori's about to go to AFCON, so the guy's position looks pretty secured. He's had 13 attempts on goal and 13 attempts on goal involvement attempts in the last 4 game weeks, and the guy's a defender. That's over 3 a game for a £5.1 million defender, and he's got Fulham. Well, you can see it there: Fulham, Sunderland, Palace, West Ham, and Nottingham Forest coming up. This guy is one of the first names on my team sheet. If you are speaking, I can't hear you.
I'm not. I'm not sold. I'm not sold. I'm not sold.
You're not sold. It's got more expected points than Haaland, mate. What more do you want from a guy?
Yeah, I mean it's predicted points, right? That we're
It is
interested
predicted.
in. I think he's a very
No,
good
no, that's what
option.
I mean. It is predicted, mate. It's predicted. He's
Oh
got more predicted points than Haaland's got in the last 4 game weeks. He's higher.
no, but I'm saying predicted the forward view, right, rather than what's happened like the
Oh, I
last
see.
couple
I
of
see.
years, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. I see.
you're
I see.
quite right. He's a good option. There is always the risk of Vardiol playing. I know. Yeah, ignore he's out. I do. I'd put a few other defenders above him, to be honest, right? And I just like my centre backs this year. I
Defcon.
like Lacroix more. I like Anderson more. I like Canate might be up there. I'm going to mention a defender as well from another team. But yeah, I think he's up there. I wouldn't say he's clear. It depends on there's lots of routes to points there, right? Obviously, you're taking the
Yeah.
attacking threat. I think from O'Reilly is what you're taking. Yeah, and he's certainly shown that the last couple of weeks. Yeah, he's good. He's
Yeah.
good.
I'm into the attack. I am into the attack. Now, my third one. You ready for this? 6.4 million or 1.8% owned. But I'll bring up the screen. In the last 4 game weeks, the guy is third for expected points. He's a midfielder. Harvey Barnes, mate. Harvey Barnes seems to be
Yeah,
what has gone on here. There you go. Let me change that to expected points. Harvey Barnes is third on the list, despite playing nearly 100 over 100 minutes less than Saka, Thiago, so on and so forth. But look, I say,
look at
considering
those.
he's not on pens, mate, those expected goals are phenomenal for him.
Hey,
So he seems to be getting starts.
non-Saka owners getting away with it. Is what I'm seeing there.
Yeah, you're right. No, Saka. There's a lot of people in. I'm in a WhatsApp groups all about fantasy football, and there's loads of them in it that have got Saka talking about selling him. And I'm not trying to pick Saka as one of my two. It's Harvey Barnes, but just to clarify, Saka's second for expected points in the last 4 game weeks. The returns are going to happen. I
He's
wouldn't be getting
very
rid of him.
well, he's getting returns, but just not the monster
Exactly.
ones. But like yeah, no, I think yeah, he's a
Doing well.
solid hold, if not buy. But yeah, Barnes, I like Newcastle's upcoming run. Whether it's Barnes or not,
So
shit,
I've
it's
looked
just
at the attackers, right,
yeah,
from Newcastle, and the best for expected goal involvement per 90 is Harvey Barnes. It's 0.58. Volta second with 0.51. Harvey Barnes is
it's the
cheaper.
minute,
He's
it's the
also a
minutes.
nice,
Yeah, it's the minutes in it
yeah,
really that. So it's like obviously the competition is Murphy, it's Elanga,
Gordon.
it's Gordon, right? It's Jacob Ramsey potentially as well, right? So like there's competition there. There's competition. Um,
There is, and it's so the fixtures just for those that can't see. Tottenham, Burnley, Sunderland, Chelsea, United, Burnley. It's a nice fixture, but I agree. I agree. My only issue with them is those minutes. But we've seen Volta actually get benched not too long ago. So he got dropped.
Yeah,
Did Gordon played up
I mean,
front?
he's got less competition though directly, right? I think that's just kind of a bit of a random one. He's got an injured Osala, and you could play Gordon, but I think no, I like them. I like them. Let me go onto mine. I'll share my screen as well, just so I can
You say you
reference a
like them.
few.
I don't feel like you like O'Reilly.
No, I think he's good. I think there's probably some slightly. He's a good option. He's a good option. I think there's some slightly better ones, but I think he's an interesting new one. But yeah. So for me, I'd actually give an honourable mention to Minter. You've
Just sold him. Just got rid of him.
look at him at like 64 points for the season. Yeah, solid XGI, mixed run. Yeah, he's a good option, Minter. But that's an honourable mention. But yeah, I want to go straight to I think he's well owned in the game as a whole, but engaged players, right? Not so much. I'm going to go for Rice. Right? 75 points for the season, and it's just the sheer ways of getting points, right? Similar to Bruno Fernandes. And I really want to highlight is fixtures. Arsenal are the best team by far, right? So fixtures doesn't really matter, but there's a nice run, right? Brentford, Villa, Wolves, Everton, Brighton, Villa, right? Bournemouth. It's a nice, a long-term nice run where you think Arsenal will win all games, and you can kind of see them keeping clean sheets as well. But what I really want to highlight is the last couple of games, like across the season, is defensive contributions per 90 been 10, so just under that threshold. But recently, they've been really turbocharged. So against Chelsea, there was 12, Spurs 13, Sunderland 11, so just missed it, Burnley 21, Palace 9. So he's getting there or thereabouts every single week. Obviously, very attacking from a set piece point of view. Last couple of game weeks, good underlying stats. Chelsea, no, but yeah, 0.07, but then 0.64, 0.27, 0.57, 0.998 for the season. It's a solid 0.36. So I think I like Rice. There's a lot of routes to point there, routes to points with Declan Rice, and I think he's on a upward trajectory within the season. So I like Rice a lot.
See it.
Next, and there's other players similar to kind of Rice, like that I like. So I mean, obviously, like he's getting all the kudos now, but yeah, can give these amazing player. But yeah, Anderson is another one. I'm taking away points. Last couple of weeks, 6 points, 9 points, 9 points, 4 points. Right.
Did he
Defcon.
get 6 points this game week? What did he get?
Yeah,
Defcon 2 for Defcon.
bonus.
Bonus. Yeah.
Which is kind of quite mad. A 2-0 loss.
Yeah, aye. Thinking that.
He comes out with bonus. But that's because he's just doing all like his Defcon 13 on average per 90. So he's hitting it every single game. So he's got 4 points as his ceiling. His XGI 0.25 is not the best, but that's still solid, right? You get an attacking return every couple of game weeks. Excellent player, right? Penalties to be confirmed. I know he's taking a penalty, right? But that's when everyone else was not on the pitch. But Wood is out, Gibbs White is out. Who knows if he'll take a thing? So honourable mention for Anderson. But let me go on to. I know you got rid of him, but like I think he's the best fifth midfield option, truly. So I think a lot of people might be eyeing him up again. Just want to be spreading funds. I really like Newcastle's like midterm run. So yeah, 2 players for me. So you've obviously mentioned Barnes. I'm going to Walter Mays, despite I know you've just taken him out, but yeah, Spurs, Burnley, Sunderland, Chelsea, Man United, Burnley, Palace, Leeds, Wolves. Yeah, it's a nice run. It's a nice run there. Good team. Yeah, it's kind of mainly the kind of like minutes guarantee that I think he's got, and like the XGI is good, goals as well. Yeah, I like Volta-Maid, right? I could easily go on for Bruno Guimaraes. He's like getting some attacking threat, but also hitting those defensive contributions, which is always nice because it reduces his raises the floor. But Thiaw, I know it's a bit recency biases, right? Because he's got 2 goals against Everton, but they got a nice defense. They got a nice defensive. Well, they got a nice defensive run on kind of paper. Their underlying
Yeah,
stats haven't been great, but since he's hit the team and started regularly, he's got a nice attacking threat. 0.17 for a defender, right? That's good
good for a
per
defender.
90. That's very good. And like the price point is favourable, right? 4.9. So yeah, those are my three bets, mate. So TR Voltamade and Rice.
It's around Tiago Altamade and I like Rice as a choice. I'm glad
Yeah,
you've said Rice, and the reason
I
I'm
like.
glad you've said Rice is
Yeah,
we're going to come on to our game week 14 picks. And do you want to go
yeah.
first or second?
I'll go first, mate. Shall I? We'll keep
Okay.
alternating. So I should have kept my screen up. So
Yeah,
I was
here we
going
go
into
then.
what was it, game week 14. I was going in with one free transfer. Um,
One
uh,
free. Your screen is back
I
on.
cool. So, can you see the move I made?
I saw it before. So you've gone for a double Palace defence. Senesi out, given that he's just took his fifth yellow card, therefore he's banned. And Lacroix in, who seems to be getting DEFCON every single game.
Yeah, and I think that was a prediction at the beginning of the season, right? But yeah, he's kind of gapping himself. He's creating a bit of a gap compared to most defenders now, right? So, um, no, not every week, but yeah, per 90, it's high. Per 90 is like like near enough 11. But I think I like him. He's got a bit of small amount of goal threat, but yeah, I kind of went Lacroix. I made the move early because I would have been priced out.
Yeah,
I could probably rolled it actually and just bought in PL instead of Lacroix. So we'll see if that kind of burns me. But I think it was the best move on paper. When I'm looking at free hit
yeah,
options, probably a nice free hit for me could be game week 16. So like yeah, Palace's fixture run once you get rid of that game week 16 is nice. Burnley, Fulham, get rid of Man City, Leeds, Spurs,
yeah.
Fulham. Yeah, it's an okay run for like quite a dogged team who definitely their defenders do get those defensive contributions. So yeah, made that move early. My team in total was yeah, I was happy to make that move because like, I was getting priced out and like I got an okay bench. Like if any issues happen, then like yeah, it's such a quick turnaround, right? There's a bit of a less risk of people getting injured in training and whatnot. But yeah, my team: Raya, Anderson, Van Dyke, uh, Richards, and Lacroix. Midfield: Ndiaye, Saka, Fernandez, Semenyo, Foden, and Haaland. I do have the captaincy on Fernandez at the moment rather than Haaland.
Gonna be my
Um,
question. Gonna be my question. Bruno over both Saka and home to Brentford. Haaland away at Fulham, I get a bit more, but yeah, what's led you there?
I think you can score the most points.
Good answer.
Which is always a good bet. But I reckon like if you probably went on most websites that would do predicted points, Fernandez I reckon would be squeezed at the top. But yeah, like Fulham are a dogged defence, right? And it's away. West Ham are a terrible defence, and it's home. And I mean, like them or low, Manchester United are quite good attacking this year. I think overall there's been some decent numbers. Fernandez has lots of routes to points, set pieces. West Ham been bad from set pieces, so yeah, I think I'm relatively confident. I'll leave it on Fernandez. Obviously, it's a lot easier for me to do that now that I've come off Haaland blanking for the
Yeah,
first time in a long time in a poor performance. But yeah, I reckon I'll keep it on Fernandez. But yeah,
yeah.
looking at the rest of my team, I think it's fine. Have I got any issues? Um,
You look
Not
solid.
NDI.
And you've any NDIs going to AFCON in your team, right? From the looks of
Yeah,
it.
and he's probably the weakest link in my team, to be honest. He's just very anonymous, right? I know he's on penalties, but he's just very wide and very deep for an Everton team that's not a great defense. Great, it doesn't have a great. It's not a great attack, right? So I've not liked him for a while. I could actually start Thiago himself in DI, right? But I think Arsenal away is tough, and statistically, I
Yeah,
think
there's
NDI
one.
is slightly better. So yes, it's a solid looking looking team, and then
It
Ndiaye
is.
is a kind of issue just because he's not very good at the moment, nor kind of keep him long term because of Afcon.
Yeah.
But like other players, don't know, I'd go with double Arsenal midfield, but I could go probably Anderson. Seems like a solid bet, right? I think that would be a nice move. It's free up money from
Yeah,
NDI, and then I can look at road onto a Arsenal defender downstream. I reckon is probably the type of
Yeah.
moves I'd be
The plans.
I'd be
So
be
you've used your
considering.
transfer this week, right? You don't have a second.
Nope. Oh,
Okay. So here's a question for you,
what were you thinking?
based on you've always no, nothing in particular. Just I think the squad's fine for this game week. Looking at it, mate. I think clean sheets in it, attack and threat in it. Your attackers have all got decent fixtures, teams that concede. So yeah, it works. Something that I got faltered with last season, it hurt me, is I played four defenders and I benched a striker. The striker was Solanke and he scored twice. So I'm looking at Anderson, who's got Man City. Now, granted, Thiago's got Arsenal, right?
But what's
But why
it's
why
predicted
start
points though. Look,
Anderson?
predicted points. Look at look at his defensive contributions. It's like
He
it's
does love a defcon.
it's
The
11
guy
and a
loves
half,
a defcon.
and
Yeah.
he can trend towards bonus when he gets it. Last 3 weeks, 15, 15, 13. Yeah, it's
So I
like
do think, as obviously against City, who's going to just be attack, attack, attack. He's got a very good chance of getting defcon. Clearly,
yeah.
I'm gonna take it. You give Thiago next to zero chance of getting an attack in return.
No, I'd probably put it like what 30% odds. But you can run the maths in your head, can't you? What's Anderson's chance of hitting defcon against Man City? 60%.
Yeah, it'd be higher. It'd be
Yeah.
higher.
So like, let's say he's trending towards like what 4 expected points. Thiago's probably trending towards what 3 expected points. Because if he scores, they're not going to score multiple goals, are they?
I wouldn't
So
think so.
his ceiling's
I
6
hope so.
points, and like you'd imagine Arsenal will kind of score some goals against Brentford at home, right? So that means that Thiago's not scoring a single goal, getting a free bonus, right? So all that considered, I think it's just an expected points um,
Yeah,
calculation, right?
get it, mate.
Um,
But you'd hate me if I didn't ask.
no, man, it's kind of a valid piece. But yeah, I mean, I just like whilst we're saying that, we are saying expected points of what was what's the someone?
Captain,
Oh,
was it looking at the captain?
I think the captain for me is is quite an obvious one, and I think it's on that bench and a striker now that you should be a lot more comfortable playing multiple defenders this year, right? Because of
Yeah.
they only have to do like 10 clearances, right,
And
and
there you
blocks
go, bang, 4
to get
points.
it. But yeah, that's my team. So yeah, like let's see if Lacroix works out over TL, but both good options. But yeah, he seems to be a solid option. And then yeah, the rest of my team, kind of like don't love NDI. I can move him to
Yeah.
someone game
It's not worth
week.
a -4 though, is it? To get somebody else
No,
in.
but I could either keep him for game week 15 against Forest at home, or I could just like because you need to be making the transfers. I could be
Yeah.
I've got no free money, but I could downgrade him for 1 week only because he's probably going to be benched. Um, downgrade him to well, not downgrade him, like move him to Anderson, and then I'll just show you what that happens there, just in terms of how it can open up options. So DI down to I could go Minter. Right, Minter is actually an interesting player.
Third. Third top
West
scoring
Ham home.
midfielder
That's an upgrade. That's a big upgrade, actually, isn't it? Actually,
for that
uh,
fixture. Yeah.
yeah. So that's actually
Not
quite
so much
appealing.
the
I mean,
fixtures that follow.
especially if I'm free hitting though, like game week 16, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Then I've got Sunderland, Arsenal. Obviously, you can bench him at that price. That's actually a really nice one. Look at that. West Ham, Burnley. So
Wolves,
Minter
yeah.
becomes very interesting for me. But let me just put in Anderson. I'm just like showing you how I'm just like thinking in terms of I can open up
Yeah, absolutely.
optionality. So I got 1.2 in my bank. I could be like, oh, I don't really want double Palace defense. Oh, okay, cool. Who does he become then?
Timber
Gabriel. Gabriel is when he's back, or Timber.
or Gabriel? Oh yeah, maybe I think Timber might be 6.4 now, but yeah, you'd imagine Gabriella will have dropped to 6.2.
Yeah, you can kind of. Yeah, I can change Van Dijk if I get kind of sick and tired of him. Who he's
Yeah,
a bit overpriced, right? But you can see how that opens an option, and then I could be like,
even Calafiori.
could Calafiori if I wanted, right?
Yeah,
It just opens up some nice, yeah, nice moves, right? In terms of flexibility.
yeah.
Oh,
Especially if
I
you're going
want.
to be playing that, open to that 4-4-2, which I haven't got on board with yet, but I need to.
Well, I could like just to recognise the value in defenders. Oh, I don't want Rodon. I want oh,
O'Reilly.
yeah,
Do it.
exactly. You could go
Do it. You want
Chalobah's been
O'Reilly,
good.
mate?
I'll get Senesi back. I
O'Reilly.
know he's got some okay fixtures downstream, right? So you can just see like yeah, it kind of just opens up a few nice moves as well.
You're
So I
doing well
might
to
make that.
ignore me.
Yeah, I might make. Well, the thing with right, if I'd be bringing the when would I be bringing the guy in? Game week
Sunderland.
I'd be making the move on game week 15 to. I'd only have one transfer, right? So it'd be really
Oh, true.
bringing the
Yeah,
player in for game
yeah,
week
yeah.
16 or
True.
17. So 17's okay, but like yeah, a bit of a risk of him. But you can see like yeah, I can just so I'm not I can be ahead on future transfers. I can get rid of him for Anderson, or I could probably what looks more nice is Minter actually um, on
Still
that.
save some
So
money.
Minter's that's a that's like a nice little move Minter for for me
Yeah, like
downstream,
it.
right? Not this week. That I'm saying yeah, for game week 15, yeah, West Ham home.
Yeah,
That's an
yeah.
upgrade from Undiai, and then like yeah, if I'm on that free hit pathway in game week 16, avoid that. Sunderland, yes, Arsenal, got a bench in. West Ham, Burnley, that's as better because you can get right. West Ham, Sunderland, West Ham, Burnley. Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, solid.
So yeah, just kind of show a few options, but yeah, I think the team is pretty solid. Yeah, so made my
I agree.
move.
I agree, mate.
Uh,
I
I think
concur. I think
good week. Good week to. This week was a good week for people who like to play the analytical game and expect their points and stuff like that and maximizing risk. This week hopefully it'll be the same because I think yeah, definitely not many people will be captaining Bruno, will they?
well, not. There'll be a lot of fear going against Haaland, like there is most of the season, right?
All right, let's see
So,
yours. Reveal yours.
yeah, I'll show you
are you
mine
playing chicken?
now. Obviously, I mean, I've got an expected an effect an overall rank to balance and protect. So at the minute, I am on Haaland.
You sure? Why are you getting rid of Minter for Turkey?
Jackie, hey mate, the guy got 4 points. How many did Minter get? Two. So it's working so far.
Fair point.
It's working for me. Uh, so I'm looking at my squad. I haven't done my transfer yet, which is why Sa is still in the starting 11. But yeah, Raya at home to Brentford. Happy with that. Burnley away at Burnley. Sorry for Richards, but again, could easily get a clean sheet. Palace there. O'Reilly away at Fulham. Fair enough. Hopefully a clean sheet. Also attacking threat, and then Virgil van Dijk at home to Sunderland, going nowhere. Benching Keane away at Bournemouth, and for me, I'm benching Anderson just because I think City will score more than one. Um, so yeah, I'd rather take the gamble of O'Reilly getting an attacking return than go for the DEFCON. Across the midfield, I've got Sarr will be transferred to somebody else. I've got Bruno Fernandes, same as you. Semenyo, Kirky. Hopefully, he actually gets a start. He's away at Fulham, and then Enzo Fernandez back into the starting 11 for his game away at Leeds, and then up front, Mateta away at Burnley. Haaland currently with the armband. Thiago on the bench for Arsenal. Looking at my potential transfers, mate. Obviously, Sarr is the one that needs to go. I've got two transfers. Wrote a couple of options down. Depends how fun I want to go, right? So if I need to get rid of him anyway because he's going to miss game week 14. As I said before, he's going to AFCON, so he needs to go. I spoke about how much I love the idea of bringing in Harvey Barnes. If I really want to gamble, that's an option. Okay, he's got Tottenham
Don't do
game
it.
week. But, well, I'll come on to why I'm going against this. He's got Tottenham who concede, Burnley concede, Sunderland a bit better. Newcastle are very good at home, so that game against Chelsea, I can see them getting goals. Burnley in game week 19. Nice fixtures. Best player or best attacking player over the last sort of 5-6 game weeks for Newcastle, and he's about the same price as Sarr. So nice, easy move in one. The downside to that is minutes. The same issue I have with Kirky, right? So do I really want to have two midfielders that are guaranteed starters? Puts me off it. The other option
No,
I've got, which is why I'm glad you bought him up, is Declan Rice. I can get there
easy.
with the money I've got in the bank in one move. He's got Brentford. He's got. You
You
showed
just play
his
him every
fixtures
game.
before.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he'd be starter. So I've got Brentford, Villa, Wolves, Everton. Again, games that Arsenal can score in. He can also get DEFCON quite easily. The guy's taking set pieces, so that can be done in one move. Guaranteed starter, so that could be one to do. And then, mate, depending on what I want to do, Gakpo's an option potentially, but again, he's not guaranteed to start.
You can't
We're
afford him, can
seeing
you?
two. So I've got two transfers. So one thing I could do if I really wanted to play life on the edge is I could drop down to somebody like King, guy that's going to get minutes, bench fodder. All of a sudden, I've got 2.5 million in the bank. So you
I'd,
could,
I'd
if
get.
I realised my mistake, Kerky could become Gakpo. Semenyo could become Saka. I'm
Oh
not comfortable
wow!
with that. Do I really want to get rid of Semenyo before Everton and Chelsea at home? No. So I'm not really going to do that one. Well, yeah, if Kerky
What
could
else are you
become
gonna do?
Gakpo,
Yeah, I think these two transfer moves are really nice.
honestly, this guy could then become. Let's have a look at midfielders in that price point. Anybody below 9 million. So Rice is still up there. Could get Minter back. Eze is an option. He seems to be getting guaranteed minutes
Yeah, Gakpo is nice.
for
Yeah.
Arsenal.
Yeah.
Gakpo's there as an option. Obviously, with those Liverpool fixtures, Sunderland, Leeds, Brighton, Tottenham, Wolves, Leeds again. So, and he seemed, although he got benched in game week 11, he got benched in game week 6, but he seems to be on that left wing. The only thing that puts me off here is Liverpool's injured players seem to all be coming back at the same time. So Ekitike's back, Vert's back, Isaac's back properly, and obviously got his goals. So will there be now a game week where Vert plays on the left or Ekitike
Well,
plays on the left?
Salah's going though.
So
Salah's gone though soon, so like that gets rid of one
through that.
until last week. Permanent player. Yeah, Gakpo is nice. I like those
Gakpo
Saka
could
and
be an
Gakpo
option.
options. To be fair, you could also get a second Arsenal defender for
Good,
Keane.
good, good. Even if I do that, if I bring Gakpo in for who was that? Who we get rid of? Okay, because I
I don't
realised my
like I
mistake.
don't like King as an
Uh,
idea. I think you'd want Anderson
uh,
or
well,
Xhaka.
if I go Gakpo, I can do it because all of a sudden it's 5.9 million for that third defender. So I can get any of these. Xhaka's on there, not Gravenberch, but yeah, Anderson's on there. Drewsbury Hall started to get a few goals, so I could bring him
Yeah,
in.
just
It gives me options, right? So I could bring in Gakpo for home to Sunderland, get rid of Kirky, and realise that was maybe an error before it does any more damage. Get in Gakpo, who's probably more assured of a start, especially as you say with Salah leaving in a couple of game weeks, and then Drewsbury Hall in potentially as that fifth midfielder. Could make it Anderson, could make it Xhaka. Plenty of options. I can play with some budget there.
and what was the
Um,
and
so,
what was the route to get in Saka?
so to get in Saka, Anderson would have to be king. And then it'd be Semenyo or Bruno Fernandes out, and I've got no interest in that
Oh
in the
no,
next
no,
couple of
that's
game weeks.
agreed.
Those fixtures are really nice for Bruno. Semenyo's fixtures are really nice. So I think for me, mate, looking at the Arsenal option, right, I do really want to get to Saka. Get rid of that, sorry. I do want to get to Saka, but if I look at the Arsenal fixtures, Rice could be an option instead, right? But I'm not too bothered about not having him in game week 15 away at Villa. That's not an easy game. That could be a 1-0 Arsenal. So I'm not too bothered. I'll be disappointed to miss out here for the Brentford game. But I'm not gonna. I can't get Saka in. I'll be forcing him in ahead
Yeah,
of
fair.
that.
No,
Game week
agreed.
16, I've got five free transfers like everybody else in the game. So then I can do something maybe a little bit more creative. That then allows me to bring in Saka from game week 16 onwards when the fixtures still remain pretty good. Just bring
I
them back up.
yeah,
Uh,
I
Fixtures are still
like
pretty good.
I like the option of fixing Turkey and Turkey, sorry, in whatever your cheaper player of choice.
Yeah, so if it was, just put Xhaka in as a holder. Leaves me 0.7 in the bank still. Xhaka would be an easier bench option. I could even
Because
play a 4-4-2.
look at the fixtures in game week 15. Just poor. So yeah, I think you got lots of options, but I don't think you're really saving anything for next week, are you? Like go next if you look at next week.
So he's away at City. It probably wouldn't be Xhaka I'd bring in. It might be Anderson.
No, it's
But
good.
looking at next week, so
Generally, there's like Arsenal have a tougher game in like
yeah. But Liverpool will be okay. If it is Gakpo I bring in, City will be fine. Obviously, I've got two of their players. Everton, I'll probably play Keane. I'll play Semenyo at home to Chelsea. No issues with that whatsoever. I'd play
Gakpo's an
Thiago
interesting
at Everton at Tottenham
yeah,
quite happily.
yeah, I think it's probably better making two moves this week, I reckon.
And the only other option, mate, another option I could do if I don't bring in Gakpo, right, then I bring in Rice. All of a sudden, I can get Minter again.
Wow.
And Minter's got obviously that West Ham fixture in game week 15, as you were just showing us. So I could do that. Play him for the Villa game, bench Thiago for this game week, play a 3-5-2, and then next game week still have him into the West Ham game. So that's an option I could do. So yeah, what if out of all these? I appreciate there's a lot of variations there, Matt. If you were to go, yeah, that's the one, and I'm not going to hold you to it. What would be the one? I'll reset it. That's where I'm at now. That has to go.
Well, those are your two problems, right? Is Saring Kirky. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I know you like him, but
Clearly, Pep Guardiola doesn't. So that's all I need to know.
I think it's really it's probably Rice and Minter versus
Rice,
Anderson and
Gakpo.
Gakpo. Yeah, it's tough that. And the alternative would be like kind of Sard down to Anderson or other cheaper midfielder, and then see if you could squeeze in a Keane upgrade to Calafiori. But yeah, I think I prefer those midfield upgrades. Keane is perfectly fine, as a bench player for you.
Yeah, which is what he'll do mostly. But even if I bring Dewsbury all in 2.1 million, so I could go to any defender in the game for Anderson, Keane. I'm not getting rid of Anderson. No, he's staying. But yeah, I could make Keane anybody.
Timber, yeah.
Pretty much. Timber, pretty sure I
Well,
could.
that looks very good.
Get to him. Yeah, could get him in.
I think Timber's better than
There's
Rice.
options there. Yeah, there's attacking threats. Been pretty solid, Rice.
Yeah, really good.
So he's got an assist last week. I think he got a goal in the Champions League, if I'm not mistaken. Expected goal involvement for defender 0.3.
But
that's nearly as good as that's exactly the same as O'Reilly.
Yeah, plus he gets DEFCONs, plus he
clean sheets.
Plays for a better defense. Yeah, that's a very nice option.
Clean sheets.
And Dewsbury is an easy. Yeah, it depends on what you think of Kirky, isn't it? I think ultimately, like he's standing out like a sore thumb as a weak point there.
Yeah. If it had started this week, mate, if it had started this week, Kirky would have looked fine. But that benching has wound me up something good and proper. I thought, when I picked him, mate, I thought I'm a genius for all those reasons I told you. All those reasons, I won't go over them again, but all those reasons I said why I bought him in, it absolutely made perfect sense to me that guy was going to outscore Foden. And then he got benched. So, we live and learn. We live and learn. Just learn
I
to
think
deal with it quickly.
I think making the 2 transfers this week is better than
Yeah.
there's no point next week doing it. Like there's nothing your teams improve this week. I think you can improve your starting lineup. I think this is probably the nicest one if you want to keep Kirky. I think otherwise there's a flavour of Gakpo and Anderson or Minter and Rice.
Yeah. Well, no, appreciate it.
Oh,
Appreciate it,
nice.
pal. I think there's options. There's options there for me to consider, and I've only got tomorrow. If you are listening to this, we are filming this on Monday. It's about 10 o'clock in the evening. Remember, the deadline is tomorrow. There is a midweek game. Make sure you get your team done by 6 p.m. on Tuesday afternoon or Tuesday evening, UK time. Otherwise, you will miss the deadline. Let's not put yourself in that book. But yeah, mate, you've already done your transfer. Sit back, relax, enjoy your Tuesday. I've got a lot of headaches to contend with.
Where's your head? Where's your head at?
Well, Sar's gone, obviously, and then no, probably right now, Rice and Minter.
Nice and solid, yeah. And that means you don't have
Where
to
I'd be.
start using all those free transfers in game week 16 because you don't have to use them, do you?
Yeah,
I think
exactly. And I'd
that
prefer
price,
not to.
yeah, that gives so much flex when then random stuff might happen. Right? I think that's going to be the biggest mistake people make is oh, I've got 5 transfers, I'm going to use them now.
Yeah, I'd prefer to keep them because then you'd instead of forcing yourself into a wild card for a double game week, you could quite easily use 5 free transfers
Oh,
to make that work to your advantage instead. So I think I'd like to use the one so I'm not burning every week, but ideally keep yourself 3 and above for 5, 6, 7 game weeks I follow. So yeah, I'm bringing
yeah,
in whoever I bring in. I'll be players for the medium to long term.
yeah. Exciting, man.
But yeah,
Exciting.
lots to
Well,
think about. But
yeah,
appreciate your time, Matt. Appreciate your time. A bit long. Apologies. I kept you a bit longer than I said I would. So apologies for that. But hopefully you enjoyed the chat and uh, yeah, we'll
definitely.
pick up potentially if we get the chance. I appreciate there's a game week coming up on the Saturday as well, game week 15. So we'll see if we can make the diaries match up to get ourselves together before that. But whether we do or not, Matt, I appreciate your time today, and yeah, best of luck with game week 14.
No, my pleasure. Likewise.
Thank you very much. And to you, the listener, whatever you do, may your arrows be green. If we did help, please do give us a like, give us a subscribe. Remember, we're award winning. Why would you not be subscribed? Get all the content here. But yeah, whatever you do, as I say, may your arrows be green. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you on the next one. Until then, all the very best.